All right, so this is a suggestion via channel member. Let's go and jump into it. Let's see where this takes us, guys.
Welcome back. Well, the government shutdown is entering day 27. The Senate will reconvene today after failing to pass a funding bill for the 12th time last week. Many federal workers are missing their first full paycheck. They did so this past Friday. And the air traffic control will miss their paycheck this Tuesday. Lawmakers also rejected Senator Ron Johnson's bill, which would have kept some of them paid. SNAP benefits are set to expire this coming Saturday. A lot happening. Joining me now is Nebraska Senator Deb Fischer, a member of the Senate Appropriations Committee. Senator, thanks very much for being here. Earlier, we had on Anna Paulina Luna, Florida Congresswoman, and she said that the talk on Capitol Hill right now is that you all are not getting back to work until Thanksgiving at least. What do you say?
That's wild.
Well, we are here in the Senate trying to work. You know, we're getting some
You guys don't really work.
confirmations done of the president's nominees. We passed the National Defense Authorization Act, but the Democrats are not moving when it comes to a government shutdown. And I think you bring up good points there, Maria. What we're looking at are people not getting paid, a SNAP program that is going to affect millions and millions of people because the Democrats will not vote to open up government. We'll have another vote on that this week. Hopefully they'll come to their senses and realize that we have to open government so then we can get to work on getting funding of government, but also making sure workers are getting paid. People who receive benefits are going to receive those as well.
Okay. Yeah, guys, the problem is that the Democrats specifically are not going to sit here and side with anything that's going to kind of reenact large scale ICE movement, border patrol movement, etc. They don't really want to do this here, guys, right? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to starve out the system. They're like, hey, listen, if we can make it, if we can like keep the government closed for as long as humanly possible, then maybe there'll be less illegal immigrants being taken out of the country, right, and brought back to the country that they came from, guys, right? I mean, that's the goal here. It seems like that's the only thing that matters, truthfully, and the fact that a Republican is basically saying anything, that's generally an issue.
I mean, look, it's a very nice gesture what we saw happen out of the Pentagon, the Department of War receiving a $130 million donation from billionaire businessman Timothy Mellon of the Mellon family. He wants to help pay America's troops during this shutdown, but come on, Senator, this is one paycheck. What's going to happen next paycheck? You can't find a billionaire to pay all these bills just to pick this up. So this is a nice gesture, but it doesn't necessarily end this thing. And we spoke with Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. I had him on the show yesterday, and he said now increasingly TSA agents are calling out sick. So isn't that the choke point for the economy? If we start seeing air traffic control shut down and TSA agents calling in sick, people starting to fly less, does that create what is a government shutdown to become an economic shutdown?
Exactly. You know, Maria, we shouldn't even be in a shutdown. The Democrats had the opportunity to vote on a clean CR that was sent to us by the House. There were no policy writers on it. There were no poison pills. They have voted on it before, I think like 13 times. But this time they decided no. No, they were not going to fund the military. No, they were not going to take care of our air traffic controllers. No, they were not going to be able to provide benefits to farmers, to people who are in needs getting their proper nutrition for themselves and their families.
Yeah, because ideology is much more important than food, apparently.
That was their decision. They need to stop it. They need to grow up, quit throwing a fit, open the government, and let's get to work.
Well, I mean, look, you make all great points, but the reality is that they're not they're not moving. And you know, you, a key person on appropriations, know better than anyone the fact that your work is being stalled now. You were supposed to be working on all these appropriations bills so that you can get the work done and come up with a budget. You haven't done that, right? So where does that leave all these appropriations bills? And if you're going to be out close to Thanksgiving, then that November 21st deadline is null and void. What's the conversation in terms of a new CR? Are you going to take this into 26?
Boy, I hope not. I don't like CRs. They don't benefit anyone. A short-term one is fine, which is what we were looking at here to begin with, Maria.
That's the general
on Appropriations Committee in the Senate, we have passed out 8 bills. Leader Thune promised he'd put them on the floor. He has done that. We have passed 3, and hopefully we're going to do some more. What I was really frustrated at, what I was really angry at, to be honest with you, is that we passed out these appropriations bills in a bipartisan process with lots of support. So we put the defense appropriations on the floor. It didn't pass. We only had a couple Democrats join us on it. Why wouldn't they vote for it? That's a question.
That's the norm,
need
though.
to be asked.
They don't like you. That's just what it is. You say the things, right, that they don't want to hear, and so because of that, they don't really care about your opinion at all, guys. I mean, these are the same group of people who are basically out here, flooding all of our streets, guys. Understand this here. This is no different than the No King protest specifically, but with people that can actually stop things. That's what this is here. This is just a continuation of it.
Because everybody's patting themselves on the back that in the Senate we passed the National Defense Authorization Act. We did that the week before. Oh, this is great. Look what we're giving our troops. Look what we're doing to defend this country. But when it came down to it, Republicans voted to fund all of those things, to fund paying our troops, to fund being able to provide them with the resources they need. And we only had a couple Democrats join us. I thank them for joining us.
Yeah.
But we should have had everybody.
Well, of course, but I mean, who is going to blink first and who is going to be the adult in the room? You can't keep government closed for much longer, can you?
No, we can't. But there's no way
Yeah, we're gonna start feeling
I
it.
personally can give in to these demands by the Democrats. Let's open government first. Then we'll talk about health care, this proposal that they came up with that every Democrat voted for to expire now, which were those COVID extensions. And yet they will not open government to even discuss that. They act like they have to have this vote before government's open. No, that is not going to happen. So they better realize that we're going to continue to offer bills like Ron Johnson's to pay our troops. We're going to offer bills to be able to pay our government workers. We're going to offer bills to pay the TSA. And the people of this country will see that they are not supportive of that at all. And I hope the people in this country, and especially in their states, call their offices, tell them to grow up, fund the government, and let's get going.
But
Yeah,
now
guys,
you've got to go
I
back
don't know
to the
about that.
House to get
It'd
the
be great.
House voting on something. What would be the dates? What do you want to see? Do you want to see a CR funding the government until Christmas so that you're all standing there on December 24th, Christmas Eve, and you're unable to go home at the end of the year? Is that what's going to happen?
I hope not. But if that's what it takes, we'll be here. I mean,
Okay.
I'm here
look,
now. I'm here now and working, but
I see that, and that's great. This is fast becoming a major economic issue. I mean, I think we
Yes.
all need to admit that at this point. Markets may be rallying, and they're not focused on this, but that could change quickly.
I mean, yeah, they're definitely rallying now, but they've been terrible for the last couple of days. If you guys specifically are individuals that dabble within the stock market,
This is going to be an economic issue, especially if TSA agents are calling in sick. And it's also a national security issue. Senators, you're also looking at potential legislation on sweeping Russian sanctions. The president hit Russia's energy sector with penalties and sanctions last week, the two largest oil companies in the midst of Vladimir Putin's ongoing war with Ukraine. How does this impact all of that?
This just shows again, Russia is just after power. I think it was a week ago they flew into the airspace of Lithuania. I support the president's sanctions. I support the bill by Senator Graham and Blumenthal. But there again, if we're able to get together and support sanctions on Russia to hold them accountable, to make it harder for them, why can't we get together and open up the government?
Okay, guys. Okay, we're kind of going off the rails here. I definitely agree when it comes down to putting sanctions specifically on Russia, and then put entire sanctions on Putin himself. Okay, as long as we cannot seriously sit down and have a serious conversation where words mean things, right? Specifically with Putin, then I think that there should be sanctions specifically on him if he has the ability to basically run a military into another country and not back down, or not even be able to come to even like the simplest resolution here, guys. Right? So yeah, sanctions immediately. I will say though, the longer the Democrats do this here, there are going to be two camps here. Obviously, the ones who are not specifically on any type of government assistance, so they, in fact, in their heads, are like, you know what? Hold on, I don't care. We can make it. We can make it last. But the problem is that there are a good amount of Democrats who are on government assistance, and they're Democrats because of the government assistance. Because trust me, once you remove those entitlements specifically, then they will probably start looking elsewhere. But that's not the case here. Case in point here, right? So the problem is that the people who are going to be affected by it the most are going to be the ones who are going to be like maybe potentially. They'll be like, okay, Democrats, you guys need to do something, but it's still not going to be enough for them to say, you know what, hold on. I think it's time to basically switch sides here and start listening to other people, because again, if you are a lifelong Democrat, there is no chance you're going to listen to any type of Republican. That's just what it is here, because they make you feel bad, right? Like they tell you that you need to be accountable for everything in your life, and you can't just be entitled to things that you haven't specifically earned. And that generally is like that's the thing that's the kryptonite to Democrats. Accountability. Okay. So I can't imagine here, but I will say though, there will be some people who are just like, yeah, guys, the Democrats are like completely giving a good amount of power to Trump, with like a specific segment of the population, at least, guys. But let's see where this goes. Hopefully this thing ends very soon. But I don't think so. Truthfully, I don't think so. I think this is we're going to be dealing with this for a while. This is nothing more than just an amplified No Kings protest, but in the Senate, guys. But listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And in the meantime, catch you guys later. Guys, do you want to watch movies with me? I never actually thought to like promote it over here, guys. But if you guys do want to watch it, guys, we have hundreds of movies, and I mean hundreds of movies that we've reacted to. You guys can come watch them with me if you want to, along with many TV shows. Currently, we're working on the show Dexter, along with Vikings. And we have a lot of series that are already completed. But if you guys do want to watch it with me, the link is in the description. Everything's available at the second tier. But of course, if that's not your thing, guys, don't worry, right? Listen, like and subscribe.